still, and I started, brewing all different kinds of grains. Tried wheat and rye and sorghum and malted barley and corn, potatoes, fructose, sucrose, dextrose, and I'd brew in these little 6.5 gallon kind of water jug carboys, and then poured in my 16-gallon still, and I had a little propane catfish boiler, heat it out in copper condensing coil. It was like a little moonshine rig, and I'd cook it off in that, and I took every vodka on the shelf and put them in these cur jars and six, and I had them on my kitchen table. My friends would try them. We picked out the 2 best, and then I tried to keep, trying to beat them. So finally, no matter what bottle I put in, whatever, when I put it up against the other 2 that we thought were the best, my friends would always pick Tito's. And that's kind of the beginning of Tito's handmade vodka right there.
And we're talking how long ago all that kind of stuff was happening?
That was happening about '94, and I ended up trying to lease a building, and nobody would lease to me, and I ended up buying 12 3/4 acres out in the boonies in Austin and Travis County. It's the most liberal county in Texas.
Fucking
and
moron.
It just had like mesquite trees and cedar on it, and I got a ditch witch, brought in a water line, and then borrowed a friend's temporary electric pole, and then my friends would come out and help me build this shack, and I built a 175 gallon still, and started trying to get my permits, from the state and feds, and then finally I got everything all legal and everything, and I found a little wine distributor. I was their first liquor in April of '97, and so this is our 15th anniversary of Tito's handmade vodka right now, and I didn't have any. I kept thinking that it's such a great idea that somebody put some money in it, and nobody ever would.
Yeah.
And
you'll do an emergency
it's depressing.
Go ahead.
Work really hard selling.
Yeah.
Trying to raise money and stuff, you don't get any. I mean, it was depressing.
Well, that's the thing about entrepreneurship, is that you have to be really good at so many things, despite how the product is. I mean, you've got to work really hard, not only to have this product, but a unique product. You can't say, look, I made this as good as Stoli's. You've got to be able to beat them to get into the market.
Well, the other thing is, I didn't have any money, so I couldn't do I came out on the market before Grey Goose and Belvedere and Chopin and all that. I was out before they were,
Right.
And so I was trying to beat Kettle One. I thought, was the best. That's what I was really trying to I thought they were the best tasting, and so I set out to beat them. I didn't have any money, and so I had to put in a stock bottle, and I was dating this vegetarian girl at the time, and she made me use this recycled paper, and then I had to have a cap I could put on my hand, and so put this copper cap that I could stick on my hand, on the bottle. I did all the little pots still on the logo. I did it in Corel Draw, and I picked out the fonts and WordPerfect. I did the whole thing myself. I was just nuts.
You were nuts. You really, at this point, there has to be some kind of obsession. You know what I mean? That starts to pass into insanity after a while.
Well, but I mean, I think that people look at the bottle, and they're nowadays with all the fancy colored see-through vodka bottles, frosted bottles and stuff. People look at it, and it stands out like it's the Uncola of the vodka category. And then we beat everybody in every taste test, every competition. We won the World Spirits competition. It was a blind tasting with 2 panels of 14 judges. All of them picked it, blind tasted out of 72 vodkas from around the world. And I mean, we beat Ukrainian and Estonian and Polish. I mean, it's a real deal. And then my first review, they called Tito's handmade vodka a homegrown symphonic spirit to applaud, and likened it to Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. And you sit there and look at it as a brown paper label with a
Why did he not say that we needed help?
Fancy, But my whole thinking with my friends, down in Central Texas, like, the hell, they don't want to go spend an extra $4 or $5 a bottle, to every time they buy a bottle. And so I just kind of looked at it like, I'll keep the packaging real simple and inexpensive, and then I put all my my money into making really good juice, and then that good juice, it's like people are a lot smarter than those big multi-billion-dollar corporations give them credit, for.
Sure.
I mean, they sit there and they taste something, and they're like, wow, man, I'm not even a vodka drinker, and I love that vodka. That's smooth, that stuff's clean, it doesn't give me a hangover. And then you sit there and give somebody a good value. We put it out there at a price where everybody can afford it and stuff, and it's just been it's
But
working.
you've got to get them into their hands and get them aware of what do you do about marketing? How do you get the marketing?
Man, I started off. I mean, it's like I'd be walking out of a grocery store and then somebody would walk out and say, "Hey man, you drink vodka?"
Really?
Like, yeah, I drink vodka. Hey man, go put it in the grocery. Meet me at that Red Trooper over there, and I pull a hot bottle of vodka from under the seat and sit there and look around for a test tube, like pour him a shot. We'd be
Fucking
hot
asshole.
vodka in the parking lot. I mean,
Fucking
I see that liquor
asshole.
store, you get it right away. I'll tell you what, we got done good. Hot out of my truck. You just imagine it'll be a little ice.
So you're really doing this door-to-door. So you're just...
I was a one-man show. I started off, I was a one-man show, and then I had one employee for about 2 years, and then I had to lay him off, and then went back to a one-man show again. I'm chain hoisting barrels to the ceiling and gravity draining them into the spill, and it was just a mess. Bottling by hand, get carpal tunnel syndrome, and no forklifts or anything. So I had to do everything. My back's all jacked up.
When did you start to get some traction in the market? When did you really feel like, okay?
Well, in about 90, I got hit the market in 97, and then I think about 99. Used to work here at the Rainbow Room here in New York, and he got offered a job by Will Wendy to run the Bellagio in Las Vegas when it started up, and started the beverage program at the Bellagio. But it really was unparalleled around the world. And it's really kind of brought, the whole idea is like bring honor back to the art of bartending. Bartending used to be like the center of civic society, and then that's prohibition.
Hey, write down this time. Write down this time. Support truck and supervisor blocked by hero truck. All right. Fucking idiots. Oh, dude. Unfucking